This is pretty much just a continuation of my top 10 creepy things video, but made especially for the month of October. In Feralis, there is a place near an ogre camp with a human impaled through the stomach cooking in a cauldron. Considering there are human skeletons near the ogre camps, it's pretty easy to figure out what happened to this guy. Deadwind Pass. The whole zone is pretty creepy. There are spiders that hang from the arches that attack low-level characters who try to run through. There are random trees with hanged people on them. The trees themselves all have weird, distorted faces. And there are these hooks hanging from some trees with curious pieces of meat on them. In Undercity, there's an alchemist who tries out various potions on a human prisoner that turns him into different animals, until he finally turns into a sheep and explodes. In the old Hillsbrad foothills, there are a few empty tree trunks, with one of them having a human skeleton with a blue doll in its lap. It's speculated that this forgotten person was a child who stayed in this tree trunk until it grew up and starved to death. Maybe, I don't know, that doesn't really sound right. It's most likely just a creepy Easter egg. In the Blasted Lands, at the rise of the Defile, on top of a mountain, where you finish off the Demon Hunter quest chain, are a few people frozen in place with whatever weapons they used when they were killed. On the border of Zangamarsh and Nagrand, there is a hidden orphanage run by a troll named Challes. Along with a few kids who run around, there are cages in the back of the hut with a tiny skeleton inside, and a doghouse with nothing but rotten meat. It's speculated that Challes is actually a cannibal and eats the children, and cooks them with the cauldron right behind her. That would explain why she doesn't really care about the safety of the children, seeing as there's a pile of explosives in the sandbox, and 4 baby taurens and a weird merry-go-round thing. If you're walking through Darkshire, make sure to look closely at the bushes, and you'll see a pair of yellow eyes flashing every once in a while at random places. North of Icecrown, in the middle of a tiny lake, is a weird grayish moving thing. It's not part of a quest, and is hollow inside. It's speculated that it's supposed to have something to do with yogg, since its location is somewhat near Ulduar, but that Blizzard decided to scrap the idea, but couldn't remove this thing because it was embedded with the code in a way that couldn't take it out easily. So, they just left it there. It sounds like it could be a possibility, but I personally think Blizzard just left it there because it made for a creepy Easter egg. In Nagrand, on one of the floating islands on top of a lake, there is a skeleton with an axe through his head with a whole bunch of apples surrounding his dead body. It's speculated this is a subtle nod towards the old tale that Newton got his idea for gravity when an apple fell on his head while under a tree, but with a darker twist. Off the coast of Theramore, on Alkaz Island, is what looks to be a prison, complete with gallows and weird jail cells. There is a path underground that shows a ton of bones and skeletons, as well as a few torture devices. It is speculated to be a homage to Alcatraz, the famous island prison, which is one of the most haunted places in the world, and that this place may also be haunted considering all the dead people. And that's it for my super spooky list of things in WoW. I have a couple of other ideas for Halloween related videos for the rest of the month, like a top 10 ghosts in WoW video, which I have the script half written for, and a short story I wrote about an interdimensional scarecrow that crucifies people without killing them. But other than those 2 ideas, I don't really have anything else. So if you have a neat idea that is Halloween related, or a neat ghost NPC that I might have missed, because there aren't really that many good ones out there, you should totally let me know in the comments and I might make the video, or add the ghost to my video if I think it's good.